The Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the Global Goals, are a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. Adopted by 193 countries, including Ghana, the SDGs came into effect in January 2016 and aims to foster economic growth, ensure social inclusion, and protect the environment. The SDGs encourage a spirit of partnership between governments, private sector, research, academia, and civil society organizations with support of the United Nations. This partnership ensures that the right choices are made now to improve life in a sustainable way for future generations. Speaking to journalists at the Voluntary National Review of the Goals, the National Coordinator of the SDGs, Dr. Richard Bofah, outlined some successes achieved so far.
The goals are 17, and the goals have a time period. Some of them by 2025, most of them are 2030. We must achieve all of them. So where we as a country, we've made progress in a number of them. If you continue in that trajectory, we are able to achieve the goals, most of them, right? For example, in the area of electricity, you see you are doing so well as a country. In the area of where people should have access to water, we are doing so well as a country. In terms of enrollment in school, as you bear with me, there's a lot of progress in that area, right, that we are doing so well. Gender parity, for example, at the KG, primary level, junior high level, we have seen a lot of improvement where, for example, we have been able to achieve the parity 50-50 for boys and girls. So these are areas that we are doing so well, but we have to put in more effort to sustain the gains. However, there are a number of challenges that we have to also look at as a country to be able to put in more effort, and that calls for more private sector engagement, partnership across the country. So, for example, in the area of sanitation, which is a challenge, though there is a lot of intervention by private sector, by government, by NGOs here and there, but we still have a lot of gap.
He also called on the government to subsidize liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) for consumers to help attain an affordable and clean energy under Goal 7 of the SDGs.
There's an increase in the people's access to LPG, which is very critical. For example, we are now doing about 1/3. So the 2/3 still rely on other source of energy, for example, charcoal, wood, and others. So it's an area that we have to work on. So as we want to encourage more into the use of LPG, what also means that in order not for the vulnerable to be left behind, one of the goals of the SDG, principle of the SDG, is saying that leaving no one behind. So we want to even bring the poor on board. So government programs that target the poor is very critical to ensure that they are being subsidized for them to be able to access this LPG.